How's it going, everyone? College Lefty, and in this video I have for you all the 99 overall Signature Series Mike Schmidt debut. I recently picked this card up. I sold the Signature Series Mike Trout to pick up the Mike Schmidt card. I still have Albert Pujols, however he will be on the bench. This opponent also has Signature Series Mike Schmidt, so it will be Mike Schmidt versus Mike Schmidt. This should be a pretty good game. He has 99 Steven Strasburg on the mound. We have Zach Greinke. We're starting this inning off with Willie Mays up at the plate, and he's going to get this inning going with a solo shot to give us the lead. We are the away team playing at Bayfront Park. Usually it's the reverse. I'm starting off the game by giving up a home run in the first inning, but since I have been the away team the last few games, I have had the opportunity to bat first. So Mike Schmidt in his very first at bat, I felt like I got that one pretty good, waited on it, a slider low in the zone. Felt like I waited on it long enough, but it was off the end of the bat, hit the center field, kind of a deep center field at Bayfront, so results in a fly ball out. But he's got something going. The very first batter of the game, DJ LeMahieu, gets a base hit. Now he has Cody Bellinger up at the plate. We get him with the strikeout. If you noticed, I kind of made a slight adjustment. I switched to the reticle PCI at this point in the game. I was struggling with that wedge, I guess, visual. The dot was blocking my point of view. I wanted to switch to reticle, something I used in previous MLB The Shows, and it worked out for me. I figured I would just try it out. Sometimes doing this might mess your hitting up a little bit more than actually help you, simply because you are using a different visual, a different overlay type of thing. But here he is, Mike Schmidt, for the opponent in his debut. I'm not sure if this is his very first at-bat or what, but it does look like Mike Schmidt should be a pretty good third baseman. Have yet to see a play made from him over at third, but I figured I could try and get this opponent off balance with the off speed. I noticed he was early on the changeup, early on the curveball, so I wanted to try and throw those pitches for the most part. Felt like he was sitting on the fastball, and so far the only hit of the game has been on a fastball inside. So just something to keep in mind there. Here I'm going away with an off-speed pitch, and we get the ground out right there. Honus Wagner makes the play. Now we have Babe Ruth up at the plate. The first at-bat, I popped up with them. This one, I sat on the hanging curveball finally. I've been missing a few of those recently in the most recent games I've been playing. But finally squared one up with Babe Ruth, sending out a no-doubter, making it a 2-0 game. Willie Mays, very next batter, smacks one into the gap. That's going to be extra bases as well. So really have a great opportunity to kind of break this game open. We have Ted Williams up at the plate. I was looking for a pitch up in the zone. As you saw there, I had the PCI set up in the zone, but I still got it off the end of the bat. I think I swung a little bit too early, and I got it off the end. No need to kind of tag up right there because Willie Mays does have good speed. He should be able to score from second base. But we have Mike Schmidt up in his second at-bat, and 3-0 count. I thought he might walk me, so I wanted to kind of take a couple pitches. That pitch right there was a strike, and I felt like I could go the other way with it, foul it off, and then get a nice slider low and inside. Schmidt pulls it into the gap for a double. So nice debut game so far from him. He's 1 for 2, hit the ball well in both of the at-bats, and here we have an opportunity to kind of break the game open. Bases loaded after 2 walks in a row. Grounds out on the very first pitch. Pablo Sanchez gets barely on top of that last one, and now I figured he's going to get something going. Now's the time when I had a great momentum swing in the last inning, an opportunity to break it open. Now he's going to get something going in this inning. He does have his pitcher spot up after a single from Alomar. He does bunt him over to second base, which is a great move. That's a great baseball move right there, and almost beats it out because Greinke got a weird animation. Hornsby, you never know if he's going to make the play, but he is trying to manufacture this run. So he blooped that one in with Ken Griffey Jr., so he scores the first run of the game, making it 3-1 ball game here. He still has an opportunity to tack on. However, I was able to get out of the inning. Now we have Honus Wagner up, hits one down the line, out of the reach of Mike Schmidt. And that's something to keep in mind because I noticed Nolan Arenado's making amazing plays over at third base with similar fielding. That one might have been hit a little bit out of reach or a little bit too hard. Maybe he did not get a good diving animation on that last one. But anyway, I thought that would be great to include simply because my Mike Schmidt has not had an opportunity at third base until right here. Here he makes an amazing play, keeps the guy from advancing, gets right back to third base, and that arm strength really showed on that last play. I mean, he did really get a nice animation. It was a routine play, but it was the first one so far. I wanted to test out some elite fielding at third base. It has been quite a while since I've used a good fielder over at third base. I've usually gone with the gold fielder, George Brett, probably the best one I've used the entire season, at least in general for me. But I tried out Brooks Robinson for like a game, didn't really like how he was hitting for me, so I've pretty much gone with a power hitter or more of an offensive focus type of player at third base. Chipper Jones, Albert Pujols didn't do too bad over there, but here this opponent's getting something going in this inning. He pinch hits Jason Giambi for his pitcher, smacks that one into the gap. I felt like I made good quality pitches in that at bat and was able to get him on a possible strikeout, but he just kept fouling everything off. He's able to get another base hit with Griffey through the right side there. That's going to set him up first and third with one down in the inning. So he does have a really good chance to take the lead in this inning. I had a great chance to kind of break the game open, and I didn't take advantage. I didn't capitalize. But there he is going to tie the game up. He brought in the relief pitcher, Ryan Fierbrand, the Knuckleballer, and I felt like this was my first time ever facing this card, and I thought he was just throwing batting practice. He left him in for that one batter I lined out to Mike Schmidt. I wish he would have kept him in a little bit longer. Honestly, it didn't really matter who he brought in relief. I was kind of focusing up once I saw him bring in the Knuckleballer, but I was also excited to face the Knuckleballer. I felt he's very easy to read. I was a little bit late on the one fastball that he threw, but ever since he took him out, I have been locked in on this Josh Hader card. Get the bases loaded. Once again, a great opportunity for Mike Schmidt in his debut to hit a grand slam. Let's see if we can get it done. A 1-2 count, almost struck out looking on that previous pitch. We're facing the Kirby Yates, and Mike Schmidt hits one late to right field. If I squared that up, the PCI was all over it. However, I just had bad timing, late timing on it, hit it the other way, results in a sac fly. So Mike Schmidt, 1 for 3 so far. Actually, 1 for 2, I guess, if you count that sac fly as nothing, and 2 RBIs. So not a bad debut from Mike Schmidt. We get another sac fly here with Hornsby on a late hit the other way as well, making it a 5-3 game. It would have been nice to get something to bloop in. This opponent's going to get on first here with Alomar to start this inning. A bunt single. I wasn't really expecting a bunt single, but he did bring in a knuckleball pitcher, so I expected him to do some unorthodox types of things simply because of that action. But anyway, he steals second base with Roberto Alomar, and he really gets something going in this inning. Hornsby makes one heck of a play, one of the best plays I've seen made by a second baseman in a while. That card usually misses those, and he clutches up in that inning, saving me a run potentially. So it's a 5-3 game still. We get Honus Wagner up at the plate leading off the inning with a base hit, kind of glitched out in center field. Not really sure what happened there. But Babe Ruth is coming up to the plate, already has a home run in the game, hitting his second home run on the hanging curveball up in the zone. So we go up 7-3 in this ball game, down to the last 6 outs remaining. I figured Trevor Hoffman would be the perfect pitcher for this guy. He could not wait back on the off-speed pitches and was having a tough time reading or determining if it was an off-speed pitch, I feel like, because he's swinging very early. He was getting a lot of foul balls. He's fouled off a couple. Here we still have the 0-2 count. I'm going with the slider, low inside, and he throws it perfect placement right there. A little bit lower than I actually wanted, which is better than throwing it over the middle with good timing or good feedback, if that makes sense. Anyway, Trevor Hoffman has been pitching pretty well. 6 pitches, all strikes. He swung at almost everything, and I was really just looking to try and finish off this inning. I ended up hitting Cody Bellinger with the 1-2 count, but he tries to steal second. Down by 4 runs. I have no idea why you would be trying to steal any base at all, but we get him caught stealing with the fastball, and he kind of runs himself out of the inning in this situation. Not the greatest strategy, not the best baseball moves right there. Getting caught stealing, had an opportunity to hit a 3-run homer and put himself right back in the game with Yelich, but that came back to haunt him a little bit. We get another walk here with Mike Schmidt, or I guess I should say the first walk of the game. He did have a sac fly, which ends up in a not plate appearance or not in that bat anyway, but steals second there with Mike Schmidt. Kind of interesting. He gets a stolen base. I took a 1-step lead, moved him over to third base with the ground ball, and then Hornsby lines out to second. So even with that, unable to score him. Another line out with Honus to end the inning. Felt like I was on the ball at times in that game. Left a lot of runners on base. I had the bases loaded twice and only scored 2 runs. I had that last situation first and third and didn't score at all. So keep that in mind. I left a lot of runs off the board in this game, and we end up getting pretty lucky here to close it out. A double play from Rogers Hornsby on a hanging changeup over the middle of the plate. But we do get the win. We're moving closer to the championship series. That should put us at about 785, 790, as you see here. So that game was played on Hall of Fame. I wasn't quite sure, simply because I felt like the PCI was larger at times. I also made the adjustment back to wedge midway through the game. So I kind of messed myself up a little bit, switching reticles and switching the PCI placement, but I felt like it was something worth it. It's something to talk about in the video, as well as the Mike Schmidt debut. So I appreciate everybody who watched this video. I think that Mike Schmidt is really good. I would have liked to tap into his power a little bit more. Felt like I got that one squared up and it just didn't go, but maybe got it off the end of the bat. So anyway, thank you all for watching. Hopefully you guys have a great day. Enjoy the weekend, and peace out.